It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag. Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Just want to comment and say BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for football, baseball, boxing, golf, and much more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cash and Props with Dunn and Dash. JD, how we doing, brother?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I can hear you too. Yeah. Sometimes, man, these technical difficulties just happen to happen, man. But I'm doing well. Doing well. Beautiful Friday, Red Friday. So I'm excited. I tell you what, the amount of noise that we've heard all week with just everything is first off, it's entertaining, one, okay. Two, the incensed people out here is ridiculous.
Yep.
But the anticipation of this game to me is exhilarating. Okay. These are some good words to use that really shows what's been happening this week, what's going to happen Sunday. But other than that, man, I've been good, man. What about you? What's been going on?
Nothing much, man. Yeah, I share the same enthusiasm. This Germany game is interesting. I didn't even realize that there was so much like connections with Germany. I saw that it was apparently Spags was the defensive coordinator. He was 38 for the Frankfurt Galaxy, and the head coach was Dick Curl, who I believe was the QB's coach when you were there, right? Yeah.
Dick Curl. I remember Dick.
Yeah. So I thought that was a crazy connection for the Frankfurt Galaxy. In 98, they were the part of that staff there. So a lot of Chief connections there.
A lot of Chief connections. Maybe that's why it kind of worked out that way, right? But we've seen a couple of our ambassadors, Tim Grunhard, of course, and then the most incredible, elusive Dante Hall out there as well. Kind of going out there, showing everybody a little bit of like just the love from the Chiefs Kingdom, signing some autographs. It was good to see them out there kind of doing some public events, really, just kind of immersed in the system. But yeah, man, it's a lot of different connections. So no, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The other part of that team too. So another connection. So Spags was the DC, Dick Curl was the head coach, and the starting quarterback was none other than your guy, Damon Heward.
Amen. That's right.
Yeah. He threw 1,857 yards that year.
Oh, he was lighting it up.
Yeah, they were 7-3 on that team that year.
David, man, David's a good guy. Just all the way around, man. He's funny, very witty.
Yeah,
and he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's good. That's good to know. But it's always those connections.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Especially, that was 25 years ago. It's crazy. It was almost, I was a baby, JD.
25? Jeez.
Yeah, your boy was right. He was 4 going on 5 with that at that point.
Oh my goodness, gracious.
So I don't know where Teja is. Teja's supposed to be coming on here. He said he's coming on. We'll see when he comes on. But JD, we're gonna get into these picks for the game for this weekend. it was. I want to say my bets this week weren't really much to do with the stats behind it. It was more just a gut feeling, and our bettors can take that for what they want, and they can obviously, like we always do with the show, you can take it, you don't have to take it. But we're gonna begin here with my my week 9 bets, JD.
All right.
So my first one is Patrick Mahomes throwing for over 300 yards. I think the criticism has come to a max point this week after we lost the Broncos. I just think that he's only done this 3 times this year to go over 300 yards passing. I mean, the criticism's gone awry as far as, we don't have the weapons, the pass catchers suck, MVS is a waste of money, Patrick Mahomes needs Tyreek Hill, and it's no coincidence he's playing against him this week. And I think he's going to come in and do his thing in Frankfurt, Germany. I think he's going to dominate. I think he's going to have over 300 yards passing. I almost did 325, but I was like, it's way too risky. So let's just go 300 because I think it's going to happen. It's pretty good juice on that bet. But I think that Patrick Mahomes has always been the type who sees the bulletin board material, and he kind of takes to that and he soaks it in. And we're going to see a little petty Mahomes this week. And I think also too, based on what Chris Jones has said, based on what Kelsey has said about the Tyreek Hill's comments over the last few years, over the last year and a half, I think the guys, they don't like it. I mean, that's their boy, always going to be their boy, but of course they hear that stuff. And and especially Patrick. And Patrick has a little extra juice for this one too, because, with Tyreek talking about Tua being better than Pat last year, how he preferred passes from him over Patrick, which is ridiculous. But nonetheless, Patrick's going to soak that in. He's going to take it to Germany, take it over the pond. So that's my first bet for this week. My next one is Pacheco, 75 plus rushing and receiving yards this week. I believe he's only done that twice this year. CH is out. Jarrett McKinnon has been limited most of this week. He practiced fully Friday, but he's been limited most of the week with a groin injury. So CH out, McKinnon nursing a groin injury. Even if he plays, I think we're going to see a lot of Pacheco. We've been seeing a lot of Pacheco as far as the passing game. I think we're going to establish the run a little bit more this week. I think combined.
So this is the bet for rushing and receiving. This is total.
This is just total 75 yards rushing and receiving. So it's a combined one. Okay. I just think he's going to be in the game pretty much the whole time. As far as McKinnon nursing a groin injuries can be kind of worrisome at times. I mean, it's limited. It kept him limited a little bit this week, but he's been practicing full and CH out. And I think with just trying to give him the volume to try to keep the game, kind of give him the ball more. But also, I think that with the lack of running backs in the room, it's kind of an empty backfield. He's going to be in there a lot of the snaps this weekend. So my next one I have Rashee Rice. Oh, there's Teja. He came on finally. There you go.
Hey, boys. Sorry about that.
That Teja, I'm just going over my week 9 bets.
Yeah, go for it. Keep going.
So my third one here, I have Rashee Rice going over 40 yards receiving. He's only done this 4 times this year. He's done it 3 times in a row. And he's starting to get more acclimated in the offense. You look at what offenses have done against them. The tight ends have really specifically eaten against Miami. That's been the number 1 position. But Tyreek Hill said the only advice he's really given to Miami this week is to cover Travis Kelce. So I think they're going to be keying in on him big time. I think he's going to draw a lot of attention. I even read that they even might put Jalen Ramsey over top of him, just kind of to have him trail him all game. I think Rashee Rice is going to come out and dominate. Stephon Diggs dominated them. AJ Brown dominated them. Number 1 receivers are dominating them as far as target-wise, reception-wise, and just getting the ball a lot. So I think we're going to continue to feed Rashee Rice in his progression. We're going to continue to see him assert himself as the number 1 guy in Kansas City. Fourth, I think the Chiefs win. That's it. Just take the Chiefs to win this game. I think the spread makes no sense. We're 1.5 point favorite. A lot of the public and a lot of the people who more betting casuals are taking Miami based on Miami's offense. It's a fun team to watch. They've looked better overall throughout the season, even though same records, but they overall have dominated more so than we have. Although the teams they've dominated are teams that aren't going to make the playoffs. And the only teams that are going to make the playoffs they lost to being the Bills and the Eagles. I think 70% of the public bets are on Miami. Usually when it's over 70 and above, you're like, okay, there's something there. I think the line went from 2.5 to 1.5. So people are just taking Miami. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think it's going to be a handle victory too. And that leads us into my last one. I think the Chiefs will score over 30.5 points on Sunday in Frankfurt. I think the Chiefs are going to lay it on them. I think the pettiness is going to happen this week. I think our team listens and thrives on bulletin board material. When we don't hear stuff doubting us, that's when there's problems. But when you hear stuff doubting us, that's like, oh, really? You guys are doubting us again? Okay, here we go. A barrage of 35 points. I mean, honestly, I almost took Patrick Mahomes having 2.5 or throw for over more than 2.5 touchdowns this week, just because I think we're going to dominate them that much and we're going to put on a show, especially for the fans in Germany. I just think, I think it's pretty safe to have us go 30.5 points this week. So those are my bets. I know it's asking a lot for our offense to come out and do something they haven't done in a few weeks. They did it against San Diego or Los Angeles. So, I mean, it can happen. And remember, Los Angeles did get to a shootout with Miami as well. And we put up with a lot of points against the Chargers, and Mahomes threw for 400 plus in that game. So it can happen. We've seen it already this year, but we just want to see it on a more consistent basis. However, in front of the entire world, Patrick Mahomes will put up 30.5 points and get the dub this week. So, JD, what do you think about these 5 bets?
Well, I think it will happen, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm right there with you. And so I don't disagree with you whatsoever. I think this week, especially this week, everything's going to be out there on full display. And so offensively, I think they get back on board where they need to be. I think they have reiterated to everybody the importance of doing that, especially against this defense. And so what I do see, I see a lot of holes in the Dolphins defense, particularly in the rushing game. And so I know you was talking about Pacheco and those guys, getting off. I definitely see that. But let's talk about the first one. Mahomes, 300 plus passing yards. Okay. So I'm like you. This is one of those field bets, right? This is the feel like, look, you've been talking noise all week, all off season with Cheetah, but more importantly, he ain't even really worried about that. Right? It's just boys talking smack amongst boys, right? That's what you do. Okay, that's nothing that that's just a regular challenge. But the thing is, because he didn't have a good outing because of the flu last week, his decision making wasn't as good as it should have been. I think Patrick Mahomes is definitely looking to have a very good game, a solid game. And so 300 passing yards, I could definitely see that, especially against the secondary as well. That's another thing. I think that, you could definitely get some yards. You have some holes in the defense. And so 300 yards for Patrick is definitely doable. So I do like that bet. I'm on the field with you as well. I think this is a deal of us just taking it to him. It really is. And Patrick Mahomes getting 300 plus yards is a good bet to me. And he's adamant. He's stressed that. He stressed that they haven't played well, and he wants to do some things to get back on track. And like you said, he had a good game against San Diego, so it's not like this is something that's happened like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're talking about this is Patrick Mahomes, right? The best quarterback in the business. If there's anybody to get back on the horse, it will be that guy, right? M15 will be the guy. So I do like that. The second bet, Pacheco, 75 plus rushing and receiving yards. I can see that. I can definitely see that. You said McKinnon is a little bit broken up. Who might be like an unsung hero? And I'm always looking at this. I know people don't like it. The CH might come in and actually give us some juice.
No, he's not playing. That's why I said
That's right. He's sick. That's right. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about CH. I'll take that back. CH. Sorry. Sucking sick. But Pacheco 70 plus rushing yards. I definitely do agree with that. I do believe he'll have because of McKinnon and him going through his growing. He'll definitely get the lion's share of all the carries and probably the touches in the passing game. I don't know how severe the growing is of McKinnon. I know he's practiced, but it could just be one of those things like, how do you feel? If he's going in practice, then he's going to be good. But those are one of those things you can manage in a game. I think this is a game, man, for Pacheco, man. Just let him lay it off. Just turn him loose. Let him just turn it loose this game. So him getting 75 plus rushing yards, receiving yards is definitely doable. And like I said, running the football against this team is the way to go. If you're going to get some passing, you got to do some dumps out the backfield for sure to Pacheco, maybe the screen game, get some things underneath in the flat. should get him something over the ball, let him, and let him make some moves on that.
Yep.
So I do like that one. That's a very good one too. Rashee Rice, 40 plus receiving yards. Okay. Rashee Rice, without a doubt, is our number one wide receiver. Okay. He is just getting better and better each and every week. He's been getting confidence, growing in confidence in things that he's been asked to do, and he's been doing them. And he's fulfilled all his things asked of him, as opposed to the blocking. That's the other thing he needs to do. He's been terrible at that. Okay, he hadn't been keeping his end of the bargain on that one, but I think it'll change this week as well. Okay, I think they all challenge themselves just to be better. Right? What does that mean for Rashee Rice? His better needs to get blocking, get better in the blocking game. Okay, we know he can make plays. He's a very strong individual. He'll go up, make catches. I want to see him get more opportunities putting his hands on the football. Okay, and I think Pacheco will start doing that too. Okay, I think this is a game that you can feature a big big wide receiver like him to go out and just make plays, right? So if the guys that's been making the plays is Rashee Rice, Justin Watson, MVS, we've been waiting for McCall Hardman and Tony. I think you need to feature those guys. Those guys need to be featured even more. So I do like the point of Rashee having 40-plus receiving yards. I think he'll at least touch the ball at least 6 times. He'll have at least 6 receptions on that. So if that's a bet, I'm definitely going to look for a bet for something like that. He'll have more than that. Okay. Chiefs win. That's as simple as you could possibly get it. All the naysayers this entire week has been something that is somewhat shocking to me. Okay, like I said in the show, I don't know why. Like all of a sudden, we just feel like we just turned into a bad team. I still don't understand that. And so we know how good our defense is. Second ranked passing, 4th ranked overall. Offense, 3rd in passing, 4th overall. We'll do a good job. Spags will do a great job against Tyreek. He'll be able to make sure you temper Waddle and everybody else around as well. A lot of it's going to have to come with, I said, the blitzes. You got to come with some pressure, and we're going to apply pressure. Pressure will be applied in Germany. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. And so the Chiefs will definitely win this game. I've had them winning the game before the season started. It hadn't changed at all based off them throwing up the 70 points or wherever, the Dolphins wanted to get some type of pat on the back for what they've done. You hadn't really beat anybody. So you got beat by the Bills and the Eagles, 2 elite teams. So this is the most elite team you're going to be facing right here with the Chiefs. Okay? Let's just make that clear. All right? While everybody else is just doubting what we're doing, this is the most elite team you're going to be facing right now. Dolphins, Fiends, Tyreek. Okay? So get prepared, man. Strap up because we're coming after you. Okay? So the Chiefs definitely win this one. Chiefs over 30.5 points. I have that. I said we're going to score 35 points. I think this is on the world stage. This is where you want to make the most noise, right? This is where you want to make your statement. This is a statement game for us. Okay? And so we didn't come over to go to Frankfurt to try the sauerkraut and the Bruvenhagen. We didn't come over to do all of that. Right? We didn't. I'm just saying, I don't know. But we come over to whoop and kick some tail. That's what we came to do. Okay. And you know what? Dolphins is on the menu. That's what that is. And so I think we're going to accomplish that. 30.5 points. We're going to decimate. Bills put up 41. What was that? How much was the
Philly put up 31. So both teams that beat them put up more than 30.5.
Yeah, so that's look. We're a dynamic offense. I know everybody don't want to make it so. All the wide receivers this, wide receivers that, man, enough of that, man. Okay? I'm riding with them, like I said before. 30.5 points. I think we'll get probably 2 rushing touchdowns and maybe 3 on the passing is where that's going to look like. That's where it's going to be at. Okay? Buckner, hey, come in. You kick the extra points. That's what we need for you to do. Okay? Illegal field goals. All right. This ain't the field goal things. I said, look, we are coming on the shores and we are burning the boats. Ain't no coming back from it. We over here for a reason. Okay. And we'll take nothing less than that. So yeah, 30.5 points is a good bet for me. I like that.
And that's 25 to win $250 for our listeners out there.
25 to win how much?
25 to win 250.
250. That's good money right there.
Yeah, it is.
It's good money. I like it. I like it.
Teja, what do you got cooking? What's on the menu?
What's up, Tej? You got for us, baby. You got for us.
Hey, yo. Let's do it, man. Let's dive right in, huh? Okay. So, do we have any? We have one close over.
The Rashee Rice one's the only one.
Yeah. So start from the top. Mahomes over. So Mahomes 36 plus attempts. He's only been held under this number twice this season. Once was against the Jets, where we went up 17-0 in the first quarter, and
37 and a half attempts is what you sent me earlier.
Okay. My bad. No, it's 36 then.
Okay.
It's right. It's 36. It's 36. That's why the money was different on the amount. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. So that makes sense then. So 36 held under this number twice. Once against the Jets, in which he went up 17-0 early, kind of changed the dynamic of the entire the game there. And then the other was against Chicago, where he didn't even play the entire game. So that threw it off. I think this will be more of a normal game where he's going to have to score a little more. I'd say over that number. I'd even say, you know what? Let's go with 37.5. Let's keep that. Let's keep that number there. So let's go 37.5. I'm going to keep that. Pacheco, 12 plus rushing attempts. So I think after an 8-carry game where he was running really good and we stopped giving the ball, we'll look to get him more involved again in another game where CEH is not playing. That's another carry or two that we'll give to him, right? I think it's a pretty easy bet. I think he'll hit 12 probably by the third quarter. Rice, 35 yards receiving. He's cleared this pretty easily over the last 3 weeks. The lowest receiving number for him in that time is 56 yards. With his yak ability mixed in with his route running, his route count increasing every week, I don't see how he could be under 35. Tua, 30-plus passing attempts, which he has done in every game except for the 70-point game versus the Broncos, and that's because their running backs had like 600 yards rushing that game. So that's not going to happen again. At least I hope not. So that this should easily hit. He should hit 30 pretty quickly. Waddle, 5+ catches, which he has done the last 4 weeks, and since week 5 when that started, he's averaged over 9 targets a game. I think he should need 7 to catch 5, realistically. And I see Tua trying to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, trying to keep the Chiefs D. Will try to force him into drive the length of the field, no big plays, keep the big plays out of it, which he's going to do a lot of underneath, which I think is more of Waddle's thing, which is why the past 4 or 5 weeks he's been gone over 9 targets a game. So that's 25. I think with the 37.5, it's 250. Yeah. So 25 to win 250.
Okay.
What you got?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. We already know it's going to be a high-scoring game. Okay. The Holmes over 37.5 passing attempts, right? That's the number we're sticking with.
Yes. Yes. We're going 37.5.
37.5.
Yep.
And I do think that he'll do that. I think he'll decisively get the ball in his hands with the checkdowns a little bit more. Okay. And he'll give what the defense, he'll take what the defense is giving him. And so part of that is just making the decision, hey, let's get rid of it. And you don't take a loss, man. If you have a game, just throwing it out to the flat, 2 or 3 yards, right? And so him running around trying to do the twirly thing to try to extend plays, and that's not going to work this week. That's not where they want to be at. And I think he understands that too, that, as soon as the ball gets out of his hand, making a decision, the better off they're going to be. And he's just going to let the playmakers just make plays from that point. So 37.5 pass attempts, I definitely see him doing that. I think it all correlates with him having the 35 points, this week. So that's definitely a good bet on that one. Now Pacheco, 12 plus carries. Like I said, look, we said that last week for us offensively, we didn't take advantage of one of our greatest assets, and that was Isaiah Pacheco. And that was a mistake. Right? Andy Reid them know it was a mistake. Pacheco wanted to have more carries, of course. But 12 carries is not going to be enough for him. We're looking to try to get him closer to maybe like 20 is what I'm thinking this game. And rightly so. Rightly so. You'll take a lot of the defense by running the football. You will. And it opens up the pass for Patrick. Play action, RPOs, all those different things that you want to be able to do against this defense, you can. But it all starts up front, and it all starts with Isaiah Pacheco getting the ball in his hands. And I think once you do that, you're going to dominate this defense. And I think you have to do it also, too, on short yardage, okay? No more gadget plays. Okay, run a gadget play every once in a while, but make sure Isaiah Pacheco is involved, okay? And also, too, down in the red zone, if we're going in. You want to do that, run the football. Like I said, I don't care if you put somebody back there. Put Chris Jones back there at fullback, okay? Let him go up there and clear some house out, okay? Make some plays where you put somebody big in the backfield, and so we're just going to run it down the throats. Matter of fact, we run in here, over the tackle, you stop us. You force them to do it. That's what you do. You force somebody's hand, and I think this week you got to force everybody's hand. I'm telling you, this is on the world to see, man. And I think this right here, this display is going to put everybody on notice that the Chiefs have been serious from day one. We ain't stopping it. And you know what? The Dolphins is in our way. So definitely Pacheco having 12 plus carries on that. That's a very good bet. If we don't, then I don't know what else to tell you. to be honest with you, the only way he wouldn't have 12 more carries is if his first 2 carries go for touchdowns. Okay, and you already rested him at a halftime because you're just up on the team.
Yeah.
That would be the only way, right?
Yeah. Or we score from really big plays that we don't have drives, or if we're getting blown out. So those are pretty much the 3 options for him not to have a lot of carries.
Right. Other than that, he's definitely going to have to have 12 plus carries. If not, man, I'm going to go through the TV. I'm going to have to, grab somebody by their throat and figure out why we're not doing that. Okay?
Take a red eye to Germany.
Yeah. So we got Rice, 35 plus receiving yards. Okay. To me, like I said before, he's our number 1 receiver. We're going to feature him. He's going to make some big plays tomorrow. Okay. And so I don't know what they're going to look like, but I know it's going to be more than 35 plus receiving yards. No doubt about it. And so even a screen, we know giving him like a wide receiver screen, that's like he'll take it for 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so the secondary is not very good tacklers. That's another thing. So he might pop one for real.
Yeah.
The way he was able to toe step on that sideline last week for the 40 yards, I don't think the linebacker, whoever was on at the time who was going to tackle him, he didn't realize he had that juice on him. He didn't know he had that gear. Mm-hmm. And I think it kind of shocked him, right? Because he was like, I got him, right? And he stutter-stepped him, and he was up the sideline. That right there, man, spoke volumes about what type of ability Rashee Rice has. And I'm going to say something, okay? All right? The Dash brothers that put me on to Rashee Rice. Okay, I'm not a big believer of it. I just wasn't. Okay, I just wasn't. I thought he was a good player. I thought there was other guys that we probably should have went out and got. So he was kind of like a little tepid on. Okay, all right, we got Rashee Rice. He's not bad, right? But now that's a hell of a pick for us. That's a hell of a pick.
Yeah,
and I love seeing it. So I just want to congratulate you guys for doing the homework to get this guy here and talking him up because he's everything that has been put out there, right?
He's everything we've needed him to be so far.
He has. I would even surmise and say we probably should have done that from game 1, game 2, to see him get even further in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's okay. That's another thing. But good, 35 plus receiving yards without a doubt. Thank you, Dash brothers. Okay, Now, the fourth one, Tua over 30-plus passing attempts. Yeah, he's going to have to. He's going to have to throw the football. I'm telling you right now. For them to win the game, they're going to have to throw the football because they're not going to be able to run it. I know they'll attempt. I know they'll try. They'll do the little jet sweeps. They got a good back who's come in, and he's a decent guy, but Tua's going to have to win it with his arm. And I think that's going to be to their detriment, to be honest with you. I think we're going to put him in where we're bringing pressure. Tua's going to give a couple of them up. I think we have like at least 2 interceptions in this game. So I don't know. I'm going to try to find out where that is in a bet, but I think he'll have at least 2 INTs, okay, against our defense. Because I believe in Spags and what they have going on the defensive side of the football, okay? And once you get him disrupted, Tua, he's a whole different animal. He's a whole different animal when you start doing that. So make him a little skittish back there, okay? But he's going to have to throw the football. That's what they live on, bread and butter. Tyreek, once we shut him out, he's going to still talk about, man, throw it to me. I don't care, throw it to me. I'll get open, and they'll try to do anything they can to get him the football. But if he doesn't get the football, then it goes to bet number 5, Waddle 5+ receptions, right? I think Waddle is going to have to be the other guy that steps up. I could see him having 5 receptions. I got him in our fantasy. I'm going to play him in this week. I don't know what that's going to do because there's other guys. I'm like, I don't want to play him against the Chiefs. I don't want him to do well. But I do believe if Tyreek is not getting off, which I don't think he will, he's going to have a quiet game. Waddle will be the guy they're going to try to go to. Okay. And even then, Waddle is still a guy that we want to corral, get around him too, because a lot of speed and a lot of elusiveness. He's a playmaker. We just had to do some good tackling on Sunday. Our tackling has to be superb.
Yeah,
going to be superb, man. And so he can have 5+ receptions, but leave him to about 25, 30 yards. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's what
keep the yak down.
Absolutely. So I do believe that's a good bet. So all of those look like pretty good bets on this. I think they're pretty actually kind of conservative a little bit. Teja, somewhat looking at it.
The money's pretty good for conservative.
Money is good. Money is good on that. So yeah, definitely that's a good bet. It's a good bet.
So JD, it comes to the time of the show where you got to select which one you want to go with between me and Teja.
Okay. So just looking at them, all of them are really good bets. I don't really have any questions on any of them or any doubt. People could say Chiefs over 30.5 points, right? Because some people believe it's going to be a low scoring game. Okay. It's going to be a defensive game and whatnot. I don't think so. So the 30.5 looks pretty easy to me. Like I said, I got that right now with us getting 35 points total on our side. Teja's side, I don't really see too much I could go against other than, the Mahomes 37.5 passing attempts. If our running game is humming like it should, that might put it in jeopardy a little bit. Okay. Hopefully Waddle didn't have the 5+ receptions. Maybe you shut him down too. I think he's dealing with a hamstring, isn't he? Then he got a little. He's been banged up. I think he's been on the list with injuries. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think so. He was for sure. I don't know if he is now.
Yeah. So, but he's fast, guys. Them hamstrings is made out of linguine, and so something happens to this guy that gets tackled too, wrong or whatever. He could be out of the game. So this week with the bets, and I love the emotional part of it, and I love that Marcus has come out of the shell of being a little out of his conservative shell a little bit to kind of lay it all out, man, with the cojones on this, man. I'm gonna have to go with Marcus on this one because I do love getting the amount of money that you're getting back with this. But all of these things, I love it because it's just driving me like hell yeah. 30.5 plus points. Mahomes having 30+ passing yards. I love everything about it, man. So I'm sorry. You see, I'm circling the whole thing up, man. I roll out the whole thing up. So my winner this week, I'm gonna have to go with Marcus.
Yeah, I appreciate that, JD. I think with the Chiefs just winning and then just taking them to score a lot I think that's two right there that I think are going to be locks this week. Myself, and I think that you can just put those go hand in hand with each other, and I think those are probably the two safest bets for me personally, because that's how I think the game script's going to go. It's going to be kind of a large barrage of scoring from our team, so and a win. So
I hope you're right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Teja, what was you saying about Waddle and his receptions? I know you was talking about that. What do you say?
Since week 5, he's averaged 9 targets, and he's caught at least 5 balls since then. So the last 4 weeks, he's caught at least 5 balls. It's been, I don't even know what happened, but like from like after week 4, his targets just doubled. His first like 4 weeks of the season, he was only getting like 5 or 6 targets a game, and then they just almost doubled after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I got him on my fantasy, and I actually had set him down a couple of weeks ago, so he wasn't really pulling anything up for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he was, I don't know, injured or nicked up, because then he sat out a week.
Yeah, so that's why I was
then
telling you.
Then he came back, had 1 week, and then he started doing this whole explosion. But I think it's just volume. I don't think he is playing that much better. I just think he's getting the ball thrown his way a lot more.
Yeah,
maybe because teams are just like doubling and tripling Tyreek, and he's just like, I have to throw to this guy now.
Right. I mean, shoot, and he should. Every bit of that he should. He's a gamer, man. He's a baller.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's the highest total point game for the weekend, 50.5 points. So I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and NFL hopes it's going to be that way in Germany, so the game can continue to go become more of a global game. But guys, I have to run. It's my nephew's a senior night. They're doing some senior night family festivities beforehand, so I have to go see him, send him off for his last high school football game. I remember my last high school football game. I was crying up. It was waterfalls. JD, after that game, I was looking at photos from my senior night this morning. I was like, wow. I was like, they really got me some of my weakest moments during that.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. Yeah. What's that from, JD?
What is it? Say it again.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.
I don't know. What is that from?
Scrooged.
Oh. With Bill Murray?
Yeah.
It's okay. So I don't know Scrooge as much.
Okay. I'm testing out your range here.
Yeah. But I do know, who was in it, Scrooge and whatnot. I've seen it, but I think Scrooge might have been one of those I only watched once.
Oh, we're coming on to the season though, so there you go.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I had to go back and revisit that one for sure. So. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys for a early post-game show. We'll be seeing you guys 12:30 on Bleacher Report on the app, and you can also follow along with us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It'll all be there. But you want to come in live with us 12:30 on Bleacher Report's app following the Chiefs win in Frankfurt, Germany.
I have a feeling either way, it's going to be a packed house in that chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Either way. Look,
either way.
Listen, I'm telling you this, okay? They talk about Mahomes going to be petty. I'm not really a petty person, but I might be petty. We go ahead and decimate these jokers. I might be on my petty though. Okay, just
dolphin sandwiches.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, look, I believe we're going to win, handily in this whole thing. But I just want to keep reminding folks who this team is, right? Who they are. Yeah. They keep reminding that. They keep coming up and talking about them getting themselves ready in this room. And I know offense is going to be a significant part of what we talk about, but I think they're going to have a good outing. I do. I think the offense is going to be really clicking on all cylinders and firing up. So I think everybody is a little pissed off, okay? So
good.
Let's get Andy some pretzels and some vegan hyphen and let him go
to work.
Let him turn loose. Yeah.
Yep. All right, everybody. We hope everyone enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys 12:30 on Sunday. Take it easy, guys. Love you, fellas.
Later on.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere